I want to just do a little left turn on sports, and I want to talk to you about Do-Ho Kim.
Do-Ho Choi.
What's his name? Do-Ho Choi?
Do-Ho Choi.
Do-Ho Choi?
Yeah.
As awesome as he is, I feel like even at 45, when he fights a guy like Jeremy Stephens is just stronger, more powerful, heavier.
Oh, I disagree. No, actually, Kim's actually bigger than Jeremy Stephens.
I don't think so. His body looks
promise
smaller.
you he's bigger.
But he looks weaker. He doesn't look as strong. Like, he doesn't look as sturdy.
That's just
Stephens has more power.
More power. He used to fight at 55.
Right.
Remember, before we started the conversation, you thought they were fighting at 55.
I know.
It's at
That's
45.
because Stephens always has fought at 55. But here's my question. What is your, so how old is Do-Ho Choi?
He's
Do-Ho
young.
Choi?
24? How old is he?
He's awesome.
26.
Not
26.
that young. So what is your prediction of his future?
So remember, at 45, he's 5'10". So he's a big 45er.
Yep.
He's never going to be world champion.
He's not.
He always puts
that
on
was my
exciting
question.
fights like this.
He's not going to be world champion.
And Chin, where the fuck are my voodoo donuts? I said second round TKO Jeremy Stephens. That's exactly what happened.
That's so perfect.
And I need my voodoo donuts. I need a dozen chocolate glaze for me and my old friend here.
Don't say old friend.
Don't you? Or do you want a twist?
No, I want a chocolate glazed, of course.
If you bring anything but chocolate glaze, we're going to bust.
Are you guys good this week or next week?
This week, because I'm still sick, so there's no diet.
All right,
this
done.
week. Isn't it funny? Your diet is an excuse to just eat like a fat kid.
Dude. That was your question, though?
Yeah. I feel like that's what you answered my question. I feel like he's got as great as he is, he's got physical limitations. I feel like certain guys are just too powerful for him, even in 45 in the 45.
Well, but it's not. It has nothing to do with that. It's his fighting style. He's actually more of a technical striker than Stephens.
I know that. He looked like that, but it still didn't stop Stephens. And so
it's because he chooses to fight that way.
Well, what do you mean fight that way? Like,
Jeremy Stephens has more power than Max Holloway.
Okay, so but what do you mean?
But Max Holloway's the world champion.
I understand, but what do you mean fights that way? So how would he change his fighting so he doesn't
Don't
have
brawl.
to deal with that? Don't brawl.
That's what that's his style.
Right.
He loves to make exciting fights.
Right. And he has the ability to not brawl.
So he had fight of the year against
Cub Swanson.
Cub Swanson. Yeah.
No,
Cub Swanson doesn't knock people out like that.
Right. So he'd have to change his fighting style more on the outside.
Yeah, but that's how he fights, man. Any other fucking questions?
No, because you'd have to make that change if you want to not lose. That's, as great as he is, he's still losing to these guys. So how do you can't, if brawling is not working against dudes like that, you got to change your style. You have to.
Exciting fighter. Depends what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you feel as if, I know it was going in the way of Stephens' side regardless, but did you feel as if it was stopped a little early?
Nope.
No,
Not
not at all.
I
he was in
thought that big
trouble. He
time.
covered up too.
Man.
I'll tell you who didn't impress me was Usman.
He just held, right?
He lost so much hype, and then not only was his performance bad, he played it super safe. Why even go into training camp if you're just going to wrestle for 3 rounds? Why even have a camp? Why work on any other skills if you're just going to wrestle?
Maybe he just doesn't have the confidence in striking.
He definitely does. He just didn't feel like it. And then then the thing that royally fucked him is his post-fight speech. That's 30%. I give you guys 30%. And Dana was like, that fight was shit. That's 30%. What do you give us when we put it on pay-per-view? 60? He goes, I thought that was awful. I have no idea what we're going to do with him next. He's like, I'm the best welterweight in the world. I'm like, not really, man. I think he's so overhyped.
You could almost, though, say that with that kind of pressure, it's a little bit, it looked a little bit like, you know what I'm going to say, the Khabib fight with
Barboza?
Yeah, in other words, like he'll wear you like a backpack and wear you down. I mean, it worked against Met.
But Khabib is going to destroy you on the ground.
Yeah,
he's passing, he's throwing elbows, punches. Yeah. Usman just held.
Yeah, he just held.
He did nothing.
He did.
And his striking looked amateur. It just, I don't know, man. He calls out Colby Covington. That's probably his best matchup. 2 wrestlers, and Colby's not exactly the best striker. But enjoy a guy like Darren Till if you're Usman.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Or any of those top guys who aren't going to play these games with you. Our boy Emil, who was going to be on the show today, but couldn't get here till later. Our boy Emil Meek, freaking, he started training at 21. So, but I thought he looked good.
Yeah, he did. Sturdy son of a bitch.
But I'll tell you what, no one's lost more stock from a win than Usman. I thought, man, did not go well for him. Not a great night of fights.
No, it really wasn't.
Page looked terrible. Obviously broke her arm.
Tough as shit. Tough as balls.
Everyone's tough, but she didn't look great.
Yeah.
The fights weren't great. What can you do?